What if your death wasn't the worst part of your story? What if the true horror began after your final breath? Tonight we dive into the darkest corridors of fate, where choices turn to curses, where suffering is not just prolonged, but eternal. These are not ghost stories. These are lives, twisted, ruptured, and dragged into horrors beyond comprehension. This is not fiction. This is a collection of horrible fates. Our first tale is of Clara, a gifted pianist. Revered for her hands, hated for her pride, her envy of others' talent grew like a mold in her soul, until one night she met a man in velvet with eyes like smoke who offered her the gift of eternal perfection for a price. Clara signs. Her talent soars. Her concerts sell out. But her hands, they begin to twist, not with age, but with unnatural hunger. Each night she wakes to find new keys engraved into her skin. She must play them. If she refuses, her bones scream with pain. The music is no longer hers. The audience never claps. They're mannequins now, eyes open, souls gone. And in the final crescendo of her masterpiece, her fingers snap backward, one by one. Her final performance echoes in the void of the damned, a symphony played for no one but the abyss. Next, meet Julian, a street photographer obsessed with capturing truth. But truth, as he would learn, can be a poison. One day, he discovers an antique camera at a pawn shop, brass, battered, yet humming with energy. The old man behind the counter warns, "This lens sees too much." Julian laughs. His first photo shows a man's shadow stepping out of his body. The next, a child with no eyes, only yawning voids. The third, himself, bleeding from the mouth, a clock behind him striking 13. He never took that picture. Each click of the shutter now steals a piece of Julian's mind. His thoughts become photos, his memories, negatives. And worst of all, people he photographs begin to vanish, trapped forever in prints that whisper. His apartment fills with them, hundreds of photos, each slightly shifting when not watched. One day his camera turns by itself. Click, it's aimed at him. They find his body a week later, crumpled in the corner, eyes missing. Next to him, a photo of himself in that exact pose, grinning. Now let's enter the woods. Not just any woods, but one known in whispers as the Wailing Vale. Locals say you can hear your own thoughts echo back to you, but in a voice not your own. 3 teens go camping there, chasing legends and cheap thrills. They record themselves mocking the trees. At first it's fun, until the echoes answer back, not just repeating, but finishing their sentences. Then, they start hearing thoughts that no one said aloud, secrets they've never told anyone, regrets, fears, sins. The trees begin to speak directly. One teen tries to run. He gets turned around endlessly. Another tries to yell. The air swallows her voice. They're trapped. And then, the roots rise. One by one, they're dragged into the earth, but they don't die. Instead, their bodies rot slowly as their minds remain alert. Every tree in that forest, it has a soul inside. Every creak is a scream. Every rustle, a cry for release. And still, new campers come. And still, the forest listens. Meet Eleanor, a scientist obsessed with defeating aging. After years of failed experiments, she finds an old monastery in Tibet rumored to hold the clock of forever, a timepiece that ticks only once every 1,000 years. She studies it, worships it, and then one night she eats the gear at its center. Time bends. She stops aging, but not living. The years pile on. Everyone dies, civilizations fall, the sun dims, yet she remains. Eventually, she's the only one left. Bones in oceans, dust in stars. Even entropy fades, but she does not. The human brain wasn't made to exist forever. Memories loop, emotions decay, joy rots. Eleanor starts seeing copies of herself in the stars. Then, in her own mind, the ticking never stops. She tries to kill herself, but time snaps backward. She's trapped in the final second of existence, a second that repeats, like a dying gasp, forever. A scream at the edge of heat death, a fate worse than immortality. To live forever is to die forever. So what ties them all together? The music, The lens, the forest, the clock, they are all doors. Portals to a different kind of fate, a worse one. Someone is collecting them, not the objects, the people. Each horrible fate is a thread in an ever-growing tapestry, a gallery of agony, curated by something ancient, something watching us now. Maybe your fate's already been chosen. What door did you open?
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe my channel.